Good morning. I'm Hassan Giordano, and this is your DMV Daily Dose for Tuesday, December 3rd, 2019.
It's currently partly cloudy and 37 degrees in Baltimore. Expect clear skies starting in the morning and cloudy skies tonight with mixed conditions for the rest of the day. Today's high will be 46 degrees and the low will be 37.
After exposing productive infielder Jonathan Villar to waivers last week, signaling their intention not to bring him back in 2020, the Baltimore Orioles dealt Villar on Monday to the Miami Marlins for minor league left-hander Easton Lucas, just ahead of the deadline to tender contracts to arbitration-eligible players. Villar, who hit .274 with the .720.92 OPS last season, is in his only full year with the Orioles, was set to make an estimated $10.4 million through salary arbitration, according to MLBTradeRumors.com. And the Orioles spent the past week plus trying to get value for him. They requested waivers on him last week, effectively offering him to the rest of the league at that price, and ultimately consummated a deal with the Marlins before Monday's 8 p.m. deadline. Now, State Senator Bobby Zirkin has confirmed what DMV Daily News first reported on this past weekend, that he will in fact be retiring from his long-held state Senate seat next month. Zirkin, a 48-year-old Baltimore County attorney who has led the Maryland State Senate's high-profile Judicial Proceedings Committee for the past 5 years, says that he even considered not running for re-election just last year. A member of the Maryland General Assembly since 1999, Zirkin said Monday that he's ready to move on from politics, which he said has become too divisive and driven by special interest and social media. He said he intends to focus on his law practice and a new venture helping professional athletes with their charitable work, as well as spending more time with his wife and 2 daughters. Now, on Sunday, DMV Daily broke the news of Zirkin and another Baltimore County State Senator, Senator Shirley Nathan Pulliam, who were both set to retire in the coming weeks, which was followed a few hours later by Senator Nathan Pulliam's resignation. Now, we received correspondence from former Baltimore County Delegate Pat McDonough regarding what the loss of these two giants will mean for not only the Maryland General Assembly, but also the residents of Baltimore County. Here's what that Republican former state delegate had to say about the two retiring Democratic state senators. Quote, one of the most important consequences of the retirement of the two state senators is the loss of influence by Baltimore County. The influence that Zirkin had was great, especially in the area of criminal justice, which is becoming an important issue here in Baltimore County. This is a huge loss for Baltimore County, whether you're a Democrat or a Republican. You can place this on the top of losses of recent veteran legislators, such as former state delegates Eric Bromwell and Steve Lafferty of Baltimore County, who both recently resigned to become a part of the Hogan administration. Now, Baltimore County has a weaker presence in the Maryland General Assembly. Now, McDonough also said that with Nathan Pulliam's retirement, especially given that she represents both Baltimore County and Baltimore City, though she was from Baltimore County, that the person that the Central Committee chooses to replace her could very well be from Baltimore City, which Delegate McDonough says would add insult to injury for the county after their great loss of her and Zirkin. Now, Maryland Matters is reporting on a high-profile gun rights case being argued before the U.S. Supreme Court on Monday, which might be dismissed with little fanfare. Yesterday, the justices heard an hour of arguments in the case that challenges now-defunct New York City gun restrictions. The case has been billed as the biggest gun rights lawsuit in a decade, with the potential outcome of broadly knocking down local gun restrictions. Now, Maryland had filed a brief with the High Court in favor of New York City's regulations, but the case may be tossed out on procedural grounds, allowing the justices to avoid digging in to the thornier legal issues over the scope of the Second Amendment. That will mark at least a temporary victory for gun control advocates wary that the court's conservative majority could dramatically expand gun rights. Now, the Baltimore Sun is reporting that the Howard County Council has passed legislation 4-1 Monday night that requires a 5-cent fee on disposable plastic bags. This comes weeks after the Baltimore City Council passed its own plastic bag ban, almost 10 months after State Delegate Terry Hill, a Democrat from Howard County, sponsored a bill to permit the county council and the county executive to impose such a fee. And 1 month after Councilwoman Christina Mercer Rigby and Councilman Opel Jones introduced the bill at the November 4th legislative session meeting. All 4 Democratic members of the county council voted in favor of Council Bill 64-2019, with the 1 no vote coming from the lone Republican, Councilman David Youngman, who said that he would have liked to have seen a paper bag tax included as well. Now, County Exec Calvin Ball, a Democrat, said earlier yesterday that if the legislation came to his desk, he would definitely sign it. 3 teenagers who Baltimore police said attacked and robbed at least 3 people in Upper Fells Point in recent weeks were arrested as a result of footage from home cameras, which was made public by one of DMV Daily's Facebook friends, who were an unfortunate victim on these alleged crooks. Police said that 2 boys, ages 13 and 15, and a 14-year-old girl were arrested Sunday on South Broadway Street after a robbery the same day, and 2 others, one Friday and another on November 12th. Now, they were caught by a proactive public safety effort launched by the community. Arch McCown, the Patterson Park Neighborhood Association safety chair, had helped organize an informal network of home cameras and said that the robberies were captured by residents within that network. Footage of Sunday's incident shows an older man carrying bags, running from these 3 young people who followed the victim. One of the young men is carrying what appears to be a gun. Now, when police arrived, the victim didn't give a clear description, so officers called McCown, asking if he knew any residents with a camera in that area. McCown said that he looked on his Google spreadsheet and called up a resident who was able to provide the footage and send it to the officers. The patrol officers later canvassed the neighborhood until they located the teenagers in the 400 block of Broadway and were able to take the 3 of them into custody. What a story. Please, family, stay safe during this holiday season. Be aware of your surroundings, and if you see something, say something. I'm your man, Mr. Politics, and this has been your DMV Daily Dose for Tuesday, December 3rd, 2019. For more information on the articles that I've mentioned, just go on over to our website at www.dmvdaily.news.